Hi guys, welcome to the part 2 of Only Elevators tutorial series, and in part 1 we looked how to create our placeholder 3D mesh for elevator using BSP brushes and a little bit of modeling tools. And in now on forward, we are going to find different solutions and different methods of making our elevator system, and I'm going to use all possible kinds of uh, ways that we can use in blueprints, and you can select which will be the which system will be the perfect one for your project based on your game design and your uh, mechanic. So yeah, and before going into the tutorial, I am going to do a small explaining. So you have in the same page as I am, and these are some basics that you have to know if you are working with Unreal Engine uh, blueprint system. So you know that we are using a game engine, and Unreal Engine is like almost another game engine, and that means that Unity engine, CryEngine, Unreal Engine, all those are gaming engines, and those game engines are a kind of software that can make video games, and these are made with programming languages, and inside Unreal Engine they have created Unreal Engine with C++, and that's why we can use C++ to code our games as well. But uh, in Unreal Engine, they are a bit of special because they introduced this blueprint system, and we are using this blueprint system to make our elevator as well. And this C++ is called as the programming language, and they derived a visual scripting language on top of this C++, right? So they are using C++ to create another visual scripting language, and that is called as Blueprint. And if you have ever wondered, in Unreal Engine 3, they have this Kismet system, and Blueprints is the successor of Kismet, and that means Kismet is the older version of Blueprints, and they renamed it as Blueprints in Unreal Engine 4, and we can also see it in Unreal Engine 5 as well. So the thing is, this blueprints visual scripting language has not the language, the blueprint system in Unreal Engine has two types. So the first one is level blueprint, and the other one is class blueprint. So these are the main two types of blueprints in Unreal Engine. And if you wonder how Kismet is different compared to blueprints, Kismet only had this level blueprint part, right? Kismet only had this level blueprint part, and you can see that when we are using level blueprint, we can't create a level blueprint, right? It automatically creates with the level that we are creating in Unreal Engine. That means if you create a new level inside Unreal Engine, it automatically creates a level blueprint that is connected to the level to control things in the level, right? So that is the thing. But the main disadvantage of these level blueprints are it can't reuse. If you want two levels have the same logic and the same logical devices or same logical actors, you can't do that because level blueprint doesn't allow reusing the same code. If you want to reuse the code, you just have to copy and paste from one level blueprint to other. And if you are going to make a complex huge game, that will be a little problem because it will be a huge problem because of we can't reuse these codes, and we have to just manually copy and paste, so that will take more time. And that is why in Unreal Engine 4, with the introduction of blueprints, and as the successor for the Kismet, they have introduced this class blueprint. And class blueprint means we can create these blueprints, and we can also reuse this class blueprints across any level. uh, yeah, any level. If you have hundreds of levels, that we can easily reuse the codes that we have. So the thing is, we can still use level blueprint for some stuff, and in the level blueprint we are making some, um, yeah, if we say that, yeah, let me think. Let's say if you have something to be controlled in a level, and it will be only controlled in that level, or it will be only function in that level, and it will be not reused in other levels, right? So in our case, we are going to make an elevator, and if we think, if you have this elevator design that is only going to be in one level, and that is not going to reuse in any of other levels inside the game, now you can easily create this elevator system inside your level blueprint, and uh, you should not use, or you don't have to use class blueprints. It is perfectly fine to make it on the level blueprint if you have only one elevator for your game, right? So that is the concept. But if you are going to reuse your elevator, and it will be on other projects and other games and other levels, it is best to create a class blueprint. So we are in the future we are going to create this class blueprint and create a advanced reusable modular elevator system. But in this tutorial we are going to take a look on how to create a level, how to create our elevator using this level blueprint, right? I think you have the basic understanding with the description, that with the explanation that I did. And if you have any questions, you can comment below in the comment section, and I'll try to explain more in detail if you need anything else, right? So the thing is, we are going to make our elevator system without level blueprints. And if you don't know where to find level blueprints, you can see that there is this button in Unreal Engine 5 called as List of World Blueprints available to the user for editing or creation. If you click this button, you can see that there is this section called level blueprints, and there's this button called open level blueprint. In Unreal Engine 4, you can also find this in here, and it will be a little bit visually have different interface, but you will be able to find that. And this is the level blueprint, and you can find this level blueprint, and you can just click and open it, and you can see that this level blueprint opens up a graph that is similar to other blueprints as well. But the thing is, we can't use, we don't see any viewport in here, and we don't see any construction script here. I'll show you the difference, and before that I'm just going to close this for a moment, and I'm going to go to editor preferences, and I just need to change my asset editor open location to main window, so it won't open a new window every time I double click an asset, or double click an asset, or any kind of opening of an asset, right? So I'm going to close this, and again I'm going to open our level blueprint. Now you can see that our level blueprint is going to is opened uh, next to the third person map as a separate tab. Um, yeah, so this is the level blueprint, and if you make a class blueprint, and this is the level blueprint I explained. And if you make a class blueprint, you can go to content browser, right click, and go to blueprint class, and we have to pick a template, and I'm going to pick this actor template because it is the basic one. And if you double click and open it, you can see that this is the class blueprint, this is the level blueprint, and it can be created. You can see that I can create class blueprints using this blueprint class option, and this is not a one I that have created. It can be only open or only opened by the user because it is associated with our third person map. You can see that in this level blueprint, the title has third person map, right? So this level blueprint is the one that is connected to the third person map level. And this is our newly created blueprint class, or the class blueprint. And you can see that uh, you can see that there are a few differences, right? In class blueprint you have these components, you have this components panel, but you don't find components panel here. And there's this viewport and there's this construction script. You don't find this components panel, viewport, or construction script in level blueprint. You just find the event graph, or the graph uh, that is we are going to mainly work with, right? So this is the only graph, or the event graph, that uh, we are um, seeing, that is similar to uh, class blueprint inside the level blueprint. And you can also see that this my blueprints panel is there. This my blueprint panel is there. So uh, we can create functions, variables, event dispatchers, macros, similar to here, right? So that is the thing. But in functions, class blueprint have this construction script, but we don't have this construction script as function. And both of those blueprints, we have this details panels as well. So details panel, my blueprint, and event graph is the are the uh, common for those blueprint types. And we are going to use this level blueprint for our elevator system as our first step. All right, so how do we do it? The thing is, now we have to move this elevator. We have to move this elevator up and down, and upward or forward. And to do that, we should have a reference. We should have a reference in our level blueprint, right? So level blueprint has to know what is the object that you want to move, right? Level blueprint has to know what is the object that you have to move. To do that, we have to get an reference. The easiest thing is, yeah, we have two methods of creating a reference. First one is, you can just go to the outliner, and you can see that our static mesh is here, SM elevator temp. You can just drag and drop into the level blueprint, and tada, you get a you get this reference. And you can see that SM elevator temp, and it shows that it is from the persistent level. And if you don't know what persistent level is, don't mind that, because we are going to, yeah, we will be able to talk about that a little bit later, but not in the elevator system. So stay with the Only Games channel. We will be talking about different level kind of things, but for the moment, so this is the reference for our elevator, right? And the second method is, you just have to select, and you just have to select your preferable static mesh, or the any actor in the level. You just have to go to level blueprint and just click right, and you can see that create a reference to SM elevator temp, and you can get the same reference as I got it from the previous method, right? So the basic thing. So those are the two methods of getting a reference. getting a reference for the for a actor that we want to manipulate. And yeah, now we have this thing. And now how do we move this? Now how do we move this? You can see that uh, yeah, you should know that what is an actor. What is an actor in Unreal Engine? We are referring to an actor which has a transform property, right? Every actor has a transform property. That means it has a location, rotation, and scale. With that properties, any actor can be placed in Unreal Engine's 3D environment or in a level, right? So an actor is any object that can be placed in the world, or we can also spawn these actors using blueprints as well, right? So actor is an any object that is uh, that can be placed on the level, right? Placed in the level. So every item you see in this outliner, or every item you see, every object you see in this 3D viewport are actors, right? So every actor has this transform property. Therefore, what we can do, what we can do is we can drag a wire. We can drag a wire from this pin, right? And search actor location, actor location. And you can see that there are two nodes that we can refer to: get actor location, set actor location. Get actor location means it returns the location of the actor. Set actor location means we can change the location of the actor, right? We can change in the set, we can get information from the get. So we don't need to get our actor location currently. We have to set it so it can go upward and downward. And therefore, I'm going to uh, get this set actor location, right? Set actor location. Now, what we can do is um, yeah, we can give we can give a new location to our SM elevator temp, right? So how we are going to do that? How we are going to do that is there are these special nodes, thread nodes, uh, called as event nodes. You can right click and search for event begin play. Event begin play. There's this event called event begin play, right? So this is the red node, and you can see that it has this pin. It has this execution pin only from the right side. That means execution starts with this begin play pin, right? Execution start with this begin play pin. Now if you connect this, we say to Unreal Engine, we tell Unreal Engine that at the beginning of the play, what is play? Playing is this one, play this level. If we click this and beginning of the play, set elevator temp measures location to 000, right? In the beginning of the play, set this actor's location to 000. If we compile, save, and you can see that our location is a separate one. But let's see. Yeah, let's lift it. Lift. Yeah, let's lift this up a little bit. Let's say we want this to be here. 300, and I'm going to give this z value to 300, and I'm going to copy paste x and y as the same values, right? These are same, but the elevation is 300 units from centimeters. So if we play, right, if we play, um, nothing has happened, right? Okay, now it says that, okay, mobility of this item has to be movable if you like to move. So we are going to move this elevator, but you can see that in details panel in mobility, it has set to static, right? So it is a static mesh, but we like to move it. So we have to change this to movable and then save and play again. Now you can see that it has got a 300 units of elevation with the set at the location. Now, how do we do this with animation or with a timeline, right? This is just sudden. When we begin play, this just has this elevation, but we have to gradually increase this location with time. So how do we do that, right? All right, sorry for the cut. And to do this with a timeline, or to do this gradually work, we are going to create a timeline, right? There is a node called add timeline, and we create the timeline, and I'm going to call this elevator TL, or the elevator timeline, or we can also put TL to first, but I prefer to put TL to end of the word. So it is the elevator timeline, and we just have to play this, right? Play this animation, and we just have to update its location with the time, and we just have to double click the timeline, and it opens up this new tab called elevator TM, and we have to give a length. Length means time in seconds. I'm going to give 1 second, and click on track and add a flow track. Now this will be our alpha, right? So alpha means uh, a value that is going to be changed from 0 to 1. So we are going to get this curve. So I'm going to right click on this area and click on add key. Again, add key. You just have to click on a random place and click the first point for the key, and then give this 0 time, and value will be 0, and time will be 1, and value will be 1, right? Now you can focus to these points using keyboard's F key. If you press F, it will frame our key points, and you can see that we have two keys. First one is 0 0, second one is 0 0, and our alpha is 1 0 to 1. The value is the alpha, but you can also, if you want 2 seconds time to gradually elevate the elevator, you can give this 2 seconds and just select this key and give it 2 as the time, right? And you can just change the length to make give more time or reduce the time, but I'll be using 1 seconds. There will be uh, that Yeah, and the length will be 1. Just select this key and give the time 1. Now we can see that the curve is linear curve. It comes here and goes here and then goes straightly. Now you can smooth it out by selecting two keys and right click and select this user. And now you can see that there is this beautiful curve between the time and between the keys, and you just have to close this tab, and now you can see that the alpha value that we have created is in here. Now the thing is, this alpha value varies from 0 to 1. This alpha value will vary from 0 to 1 in a time span of 1 second, right? So that is the thing this alpha node does with this timeline node, and the value we need is 0 to 300. 0, or you can see that the base location is 0.0626. This is the initial location and it goes to the 300. So the thing is, we have to map this 0 and 1 to 0 to 300 values to be exact, right? To do this mapping, we need this node called lerp, right? You can see that there is this node called lerp and it is under the float category, and you click it and you can see that there are two values, a, b and alpha. And what does this mean is, you can put alpha here and it maps, uh, 0 will be 0 and 1 will be 0 uh, in this manner, right? So we have to put 300 here, right? So when the value goes to 1, it will be uh, mapped to 300, and when value 0, we have to put this value, copy and paste here. Now you can see that if I take paint and demonstrate it, what lerp node does is, there is this alpha value 0 to 0 to 1, right? And then we have this a and b values in the node, and it simply does is linearly interpolate these values, right? All right, now I have to, yeah, and our 300 is, sorry, our b value is 300.625, right? This is our value. So when timeline when timeline outputs 0 from the alpha node, so over the alpha pin, it says the value is 0.625, and then when timeline outputs 1, it says that now the value is 300, right? It is how the mapping works. Now we just have to right click on this pin, split it, and set this value to new location, right? From the begin play, from event begin play, now it will take 1 second to elevate this uh, lift. Now if you play, you can see that it goes upward in 1 second gradually as an animated object. Now to see this clear, I am going to get a delay node, right? I'm going to get a delay node and plug this here and plug this here, and Can see that if I give a 1 seconds of delay, this will be executed after a delay of 1 second, right? So if you play this one now, it takes 1 minute. Sorry, it takes 1 second to wait, and then 1 second to elevate this lift, right? Now, this is not what we want. We have to get into the we have to get into the elevator, right? We have to get into the elevator before it goes up. To do that, we just can't use event begin play. We just have to delete those two, and we are going to create a trigger box. Trigger box is a method of triggering something or identifying something from the level, or identifying something or some movement from the player. Now we are going to this plus icon and search for trigger box, and you can see that there are trigger box, uh, trigger spear, and kind of different triggers. We are going to use this trigger box, right? And i'm going to I'm not going to scale, but you can see that there is this extend feature, extend parameter under this shape. You can see that you can extend it like that. Now I'm going to give parameters from my elevator: 200, 200, and so now the 200 is little bit of big. I say, I think it is half of this, right? Yeah, 100, 100. Yeah, it is box extent is the half of the whole width, height, and stuff, right? So the thing is, this is 250. That means height will be 125. And now I'm going to select my elevator, copy the location, and go to the trigger box and paste. And now you can see that it it has the same location, and it covers the whole inside cover of our elevator mesh, right? Now we need to reference this trigger box and create a trigger event, right? Now when I'm selected this trigger box in the outliner, I'm going to our level blueprint, right click, and you can see that there's this create a reference to trigger box, but we don't need to manipulate the trigger box. Therefore, we have this add event for trigger box. We are going to this add event collision, and there is this option called add on actor begin overlap. This is an event node. If we click, you can see that it's again a red node, and it has this right side execution pin. That means the execution starts with there, and if someone is stepped into the trigger box, if someone is stepped into the trigger box, this animation will play, right? This animation will play, and trigger box goes to, sorry, the elevator mesh goes to goes 300 upward, right? To test this, I'm going to play, go in here. Now the elevator goes up. The thing is, player doesn't goes up with the elevator. That is because if you can see, uh, if I play again, you will see that I can go through go through the elevator mesh. That is because our elevator mesh doesn't have any collisions. So beforehand, we have to modify our 3D mesh to have collisions. Just click on this SM elevator temp and just press Control and E. Control E means it opens up static mesh editor or it opens up editor, right? You just have to select the static mesh, and if you press Control and E, it opens up our static mesh editor. Now you can see that there are no collisions. That is why this is remove collision is disabled due to no collision. Now we have to get a add box simplified collision, and now you can see it covers all the box. But we don't need this collision because we have to uh, get inside the elevator. Therefore, I'm going to scale this. I'm going to turn off this scale snapping. All right. Now we have, yeah, now we have this kind of collision box. Now I'm going to place it here. I'm going to turn off this grid snapping as well when moving. All right. Now we have this collision like that, and not snapping. Going to scale this a little bit. It's hard to, yeah, it's hard to be controlled, but this will work. All right. Now hold Alt and duplicate. Now we have collision for both sides. Now we just have to select one of those, duplicate with Alt, rotate it 90 degrees, and keep in there, right? Keep in there, and we just have to scale it from the two sides. Okay, and yeah, we can scale it a little bit again. All right, and just duplicate it. Yeah. Now we have to have a collision in the back here too. But before that, you can see that our collisions are overlapping. Unreal Engine documentation says that we should not uh, overlap these collisions. Therefore, I am going to select both of these collisions inside and scale those a little bit, so they should yeah, they should not collide each other. All right, and then now we have to select one, get it in here, rotate 90 degrees, and keep it from the back, right? Keep there from the back, and we just have to scale down a little bit so that it does not also collides any other collision boxes. Right. Now we have all the collision boxes, and they have placed. Now we should have perfect blocking for our player, and it should hold our player inside our elevator when it goes up. And if you play, go inside. Now, yeah, now you can see that it goes up. Now, uh, this is really easy, uh, not very hard. And in next tutorial, we will see how to control this further, how to give a desired location, and how to get this back onto the ground, and how to have multiple floors kind of thing. And yeah, we are just going to experiment in level blueprint, and we are going to, in future, we are going to convert this into a blueprint act as well. All right, now that's all for the today. Let's test it again. Cool, great. All right, thank you for joining us. Let's meet in the third tutorial. Bye for now. Thank you, guys.